When we're young, we have an amazing, positive outlook about how great life is going to be, but somewhere along the line, we forget to dream and end up settling. Join Up Dots features amazing people who refuse to give up and chose to go after their dreams. This is your blueprint for greatness. So here's your host, live from the back of his garden in the UK, David Ralph.
Yes, hello there. Good morning to you. Good morning and welcome to Join Up Dots. Thank you for being here. I'm gonna share something with you at the moment, and I'm gonna share the fact that at the moment, Join Up Dots is kind of a bit of a struggle for me. It's a bit of a struggle. It's one of those things that I have built as a business, and it was the starting point, and it's led to everything else. And now everything else is taking up so much time that Join Up Dots, the actual podcast, is kind of clinging, yes, to the content and the schedule. And that's why just a couple of times, I have released past episodes where people have asked me, what's your favourite episodes? And I've been trawling back through the catalogues. And I don't do it very often, maybe once every 2 months or something. But that's why I've released a couple of the old ones. But I've just had a message and a mission statement that I find empowering. And it's a very different podcast to what you hear now, there's a message that I want to get out to you. So, as I say, I thought I'd share with you. That when you start building something, you start off with the core, and then that core will spread. And then sometimes the spreading takes up so much time, you kind of think, should I still be doing that core thing? So that's one of the things I've just done once or twice, and I wanted to share with you so you don't come round and smack me booty because I'm not delivering fresh content every single time. But 99.9999999% I do. Okay, right, I've got that off my chest. Right, okay, so good morning to you. Good morning. And I'm going to talk about an email. This is an email that I've received, and it's from Senita Latral from Vienna in Austria. And I like this because you'll understand. Let's hear the email. Dear David, I listened to your podcast episode about creating success. In fact, most of them touch on this subject. But what can you do if you don't know what success should be like? I can't think of anything worse than working in a powerful finance position. I wouldn't want to be flying across the world for meetings like some of my friends do. I just like the simple things in life, which makes pub chat very difficult, as it seems to others I don't have ambition. Just musing, and thought my favourite podcaster, might have some ideas. Well, my very first idea is, how the hell are you getting pub chat? We can't do that anymore. If you go down to a pub, you've got to walk in with a mask. You've got 30 seconds to drink a drink, and unless you're eating a meal, you can't drink at all. In the United Kingdom, are we in lockdown? Or are we not in lockdown? Because we seem to have come out of lockdown and we're into something that's worse than what we were in before. I'm not happy. I don't like it. Anyway, it's a good point what you say there, Senita, because success is what you want. I think that's the core message. And there was a time through Join Up Dots and everything that I wanted global domination, and I wanted telephone numbers of income coming to me all the time. And then I got to a point where I thought, I don't know if I want this. And there was a big part of me that just wanted to tell the world to just bugger off and leave me. And I had this fantasy of just being on an island somewhere and just seeing the sun come up and then sitting reading books and just relaxing. And when you think about that image, I would say that majority of us would go, oh, that's lovely. But is that success, or is that kind of escaping from what life is all about? Because what you're saying, Senita, is you're not willing to play the game on the terms that other people think you should play, which I think is brilliant, okay? The fact that you say, I just like the simple things in life, which makes pub chat very difficult, as it seems to others I don't have ambition. I think you're closer to knowing what success is than the people that are actually in these positions, because the majority of them, if you get them drunk, the majority of them won't be saying, oh yeah, when I was 5, I dreamt of flying from Heathrow to Atlanta and then having 30 seconds to whiz across to the next airplane to fly off to... Nobody thought that. Nobody thought anything to do with business, but we all kind of slip into these positions. And sort of deal with it. And I used to be in a corporate gig, and I was in many corporate gigs, but there was one that I'd kind of blagged my way in, and I made out I was better than perhaps they thought I was. And I'd done the job previously, and I was a high-yield investment banker, as office manager. And so basically all these people were sitting around and they were making trades and they were looking at the markets going up and down. And it was my job to say, right, okay, we'll go now. We'll look at it at 10:30 and we will... I didn't have a clue. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. But it was a success for so many people. Oh, David, you've got that amazing job. Oh, it's brilliant. And I used to literally go in every morning and have stomach ulcers by the time I come out in case I screwed up and I made the wrong decision and I told people when to do their trades, or we didn't balance at the end of the day. It was just terrible. It was just terrible. Outside, it looked successful. Inside, it was just hell. Now, I got made redundant. I walked in one day and they said, right, there's been a corporate buyout. What we need to do, we need to get everything boxed up because we're closing this office and we close up in a month's time. And I thought to myself, well, sod that. I'm not going to spend the next month cleaning up folders and stuff and boxing them up when you've just lost me my job. And so I did a bit of a silly thing. And anyhow, I was out by lunchtime. And so I was sitting on the pavement outside. Well, not actually outside, down the road. I didn't want to sit outside because the silly thing I did actually was so silly, it caused me a few problems. So I kind of scampered. I did this silly thing and then I scampered. And I got home to my house and my answer machine, in those days we had answer machines, was like lighting up like a flashing pelican beacon. I played the first message and it wasn't good. I played the second message, it wasn't good. The third one, I thought, oh my God, I've done something bad. Fourth, fifth, it just kept on going on and on and on. So I pulled the answer machine out the wall and I went and hid at my girlfriend's house for about 3 weeks because they couldn't get me there. And I just went off grid. And even when I was in her house, in her bed, if the doorbell rang, I thought, oh my God, they've got me. Now, that's evidence of it was success to everybody except for me. It was actually a nightmare. It was a terrible, terrible situation. And so when I was sitting on this pavement outside, I just felt, oh, thank God for that. It's been taken away from me. You know, that it wasn't my journey. I just fallen into it. What should I do? And for the next 2 or 3 weeks, I went up to the City of London because I still had my train ticket to get to London all the time. And I used to get there about 11:30, go in a pub, and I used to meet some people from like sort of 12 o'clock. And by the time 4 o'clock had come, I'd met like 3 people over different lunches. I was absolutely out of my box. I didn't know what I was doing. And for 3 weeks, I just kind of let that go. And I just was drunk all the time until I made a decision. And that decision was that I decided to be a student and sign up for a course on relationship database management, Oracle. And I signed up for this company and I went and I became a student. My career path had changed, but it changed on my terms. I decided that I was going to do something that I wanted to do. And I wanted to get an IT degree because I thought it was going to be useful for me. And from that point on, every decision that I've made has been made based on what I actually want and not what other people want. And so now, if I was to say, right, that's the end of Join Up Dots, I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm just going to turn off and I'm just going to sit in my garden and I'm going to travel the world, growing my hair in shorts and sandals, living on £5 a day. Have I actually lost ambition? Or have I actually increased my success level because I'm choosing life on my terms? And so with you, Senita, I think the fact that you just like simple things in life and you know it, I think that you don't want to be flying across the world for meetings. Brilliant. If you can't think of anything worse than working in a powerful finance position, don't do it. I think that you know what success should be like, and it's the things that make you happy. Okay, there was a song by Sheryl Crow called Soak Up the Sun many, many years ago. And it had a line in it, and it had, I don't have digital, I don't have diddly squat. It's not having what you want, it's having what you've got. And I think that is the message for life. Thinking to yourself, do I need this other stuff? Do I need this bigger paid job? Do I need the fact that if I take that job, I'm not actually in my house, so I'm paying for a house that I'm not living in? Do I need this job because actually I've got to get on the train at 7 o'clock in the morning and I'm not home till 8 o'clock? Do I need this? And I think most of us have already got what we need. Now, there is a caveat to that you might have mortgages, you might have issues and responsibilities where you have to service it. But then that takes us on a different discussion of, do you actually need that 4-bedroomed house when there's only you and your girlfriend? Could you rent out that house and actually then downsize and live in a flat or an apartment, not costing you as much? Or could you move around the world? It's I had an epiphany this morning. I got rid of my car. And I got rid of my car just because I was looking at it thinking, I'm hardly using it. We jump in the wife's car most of the time, and it was just sitting there. So I got rid of it. And then I thought this morning, as I was walking along the road, having a little stroll as I am, I thought, all that expense for having a car, whenever I need a car and I'm going to somewhere, I'll just hire one for the weekend and pay, I don't know, 60 quid or something for the weekend, have a really nice car, drive to where I am, come back, drop it off. And I think, once again, those kind of decisions brings life on your terms. And ultimately, when you've totally nailed it, people will look in your direction and say, I want what you've got. I want Senita's job. I've got to shoot off to, New York on Monday. She's just walking the dog and she's sitting looking at sunsets, and it looks like she's got it nailed. So don't be seduced by what other people's success looks like, because underneath it, more often than not, it's not the success that they want, it's the success that they've fallen into. And personally, I would much rather have a life where I'm not traipsing around the world unless I want to. Then it's brilliant. I would much have a job where I don't have a boss until I want to, and just make those conscious decisions of what success is like for me. Success is personal. Success is individual, and success starts from your heart outwards. What do you love doing? How do you love spending your time? And if it's sitting cross-legged on a hut that you've built on an island, watching the sun come up, go down, fishing for your lunch, and then going to bed and sleeping like a baby because you've got no worries, you've got no responsibilities, then to me, that's got to be success, isn't it? It's got to be success. So, Senita, just keep going with what you're doing. You are so much closer to the path that most people want, because you've already queried that the things that other people want aren't for you. Don't chase other people's dream. Look into yourself, look into your heart, and go with what's right for you. And I promise you, you will never look back. Okay? You never look back. Senita, thank you so much for dropping me that email. And thank you so much for so many people that are dropping us emails and messages and whatever. Really, really appreciate it. It means that the words that we're sending out are actually having a difference to people. And until next time, I look forward to receiving a lot more messages from you. And any way that we can help at Join Up Darts, you know where we are, joinupdarts.com. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you again. Cheers. Bye-bye.
That's the end of Join Up Darts. You've heard the conversation. Now it's time for you to start taking massive action. Create your future, create your life. It's the only life you've got. And we'll be back again real soon. Join Up Darts, Join Up Darts, Join Up Darts, Join Up Darts. Join Up Darts.